Mike Pence gave a goofy-ass speech where he saber-rattled against Iran. Let's watch.
And we will not waver in our resolve to confront the leading state sponsor of terrorism, the dictatorship in Iran. Iran hopes to become the dominant power in the Middle East by expanding its influence amidst the ruins of ISIS' former territory. The Ayatollahs in Tehran ultimately hope to threaten America's allies across the wider region. President Trump has put Iran on notice. The United States of America will no longer tolerate Iran's attempts to spread its malign influence or strengthen terrorists across this region. President Trump has made clear the United States of America will never allow Iran to acquire a usable nuclear weapon. That is our promise to our allies and to the world.
So there's 2 points to make there. Number one, if you want to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, why are you destroying the deal that does exactly that? That's what that deal does. It's not a question. It's not up in the air. It's not a maybe. It's 100%. That's what it does. We give them back their own money that we stole from them. And then they allow the IAEA in. Inspections out the wazoo. Guaranteed no enrichment above the amount that's used for electricity and the amount that's used for research. So you're tanking the deal that does that. As you say, no, we're going to stop them from getting a nuclear weapon. No, your approach to escalate with them makes it more likely that they get that weapon for deterrence. You fucking idiot. That's point number one. Point number two is, this proves how shitty our media is. Because they let Republican politicians, and even some Democrats, get away with calling Iran the #1 state sponsor of terror. That's just factually wrong. That's not even close to true. Not even close. Saudi Arabia would be the #1 state sponsor of terror. Actually, if you really want to be super strict about it, the U.S. is probably the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. If you use any reasonable definition of terrorism, like violence against civilians for a political or religious reason. Because the U.S. government does violence against civilians all the fucking time for political reasons. Now, they wiggle their way out of it. It was collateral damage, kind of, sort of, not really, whatever. Don't question our motives. Our intentions are so lovely, so we, by definition, cannot be terrorists, even when we kill civilians in large swaths repeatedly. So, I mean, you know how I've responded to this? Think about it like this. You have a buddy who hops in his car in the morning to go to school, kills somebody, runs over somebody. Okay, he didn't mean to do it. He didn't mean to do it. It was a mistake. So, go to trial. Technically, he's guilty of manslaughter because he killed an innocent person, but the jury feels bad for him. We're going to let you go. First day out, hops in his car, goes to drive to school, runs over somebody else, kills him. Goes to trial. Well, first of all, this time when you go to trial, the jury would say guilty. You killed somebody, even if it wasn't on purpose, you killed somebody. This is the second time you're going to get locked up. At the very least, you're massively criminally negligent. You're getting locked up. But assuming in this crazy hypothetical scenario, the jury's like, we still feel bad for him, we're going to let him go. Then he does it again. The next day he goes out there, hops in a car, kills somebody. That's the U.S. military. Whoops, did we slaughter civilians on Monday? It was a mistake. Our intentions are pure. It's just collateral damage. It doesn't count. Whoops, did we slaughter civilians on Tuesday? Oh, sorry, collateral damage again. It doesn't count because we mean well. Our intentions are so wonderful. Whoops, on Wednesday too, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it happens all the fucking time. And then they turn around and if you're somebody on the left who go, hey, wait a second, maybe you're the terrorist from time to time. They, oh, how dare you? I'm triggered by your microaggression of speaking accurately and making sense. So, we would really be the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. Remember our illegal war that killed minimum 200,000 civilians in Iraq, a country that didn't attack us? Remember that? When we invaded and occupied a country that didn't attack us and killed minimum 200,000 civilians? Remember when we invaded Afghanistan in fucking 2001, over 15 years ago? Remember that? I remember that. Remember when we were bombing 8 different countries? Oh, wait, that's right now. We're bombing 8 different countries. 432% increase in drone strikes under Donald Trump. 90% civilian death rate. Got rid of the rules of engagement in Somalia. Loosen them. Hey, we attack wherever we want, wherever we want. But don't say that we, do not say that we, under any circumstances, are the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. But okay, putting aside that we are, and by the way, polls also bear that out, people say, yeah, the U.S. is the biggest threat to world peace more than any other country, more than fucking Russia, more than North Korea, more than Pakistan and India. U.S. biggest threat to world peace. But okay, put that aside. Saudi Arabia would be the number one state sponsor of terrorism. They're Salafists. They back jihadist groups. They have radical mosques built all over the place, preaching the most radical, ultra-conservative version of Islam. The version that we routinely have backed throughout history. Routinely. Under Reagan with the Mujahideen to fight back against the Soviet Union. Under Obama, under Trump. 100%. So, but Saudi Arabia does it. Saudi Arabia exports jihadism to Yemen, backs Al-Qaeda on the ground to fight the Houthis, bombs the shit out of the country, killing civilians, blockading food and medicine from coming in there. But no, Saudi Arabia is not the number one state sponsor of terrorism. Saudi Arabia, they're not the people who are spreading their terrible influence all over the place. It's Iran. Iran, who, by the way, Shia Islamist government, extremist, sure, but significantly more modern than the Salafists in Saudi Arabia. Sorry. I mean, that's a reality. So, Iran's the number one state sponsor of terrorism. Really? When was the last time there was an Iranian terrorism against the Iranian terrorist attack against the West? Oh, wait. How many countries has Iran invaded and bombed the fuck out of right now? I'll wait for your answer. So it's bullshit. But the fact that the media lets them get away with this obvious, grotesque lie and clear saber rattling because neocons in the U.S. want to attack and topple the Iranian government and put in a U.S. puppet. But the media just lets them get away. Yeah, number one state sponsor of terrorism. Where are you? The job of the media is... No, you're lying. That's not true. Here are the facts about the matter. And by the way, you want to talk about history? The U.S. the CIA overthrew the democratically elected leader, Mohammad Mossadegh, in Iran in 1953, put in a dictator, the Shah, so we can keep jacking their oil for us and Britain. Mohammad Mossadegh said, I'm not going to let the West take our natural resources anymore. I'm going to let the people of Iran have it. And then the CIA said, bitch, no, you're not. And they toppled him. So you would think when you're talking about terrorism, the fact that Iran was on the receiving end of U.S. terrorism would be brought up in the fucking conversation. Of course it's not. Rah-rah bullshit, patriotic nonsense from Mike Pence and media. Shh, mum's the word. Got nothing to say about that, even though he's empirically, objectively wrong.